What's going on, you guys? Before we get into today's video, I just want to do a quick shout out to my boy Calix, who is one of my subscribers. He had sent me a donation over on my Cash App link, and he had sent me a message over on the Discord and said that this donation was for two reasons. He said, one, it was to celebrate the fact that my favorite character was added into the King of Fighters All-Star, so thank you for that, Calix. But he also said the caveat was that he was also frustrated that I left off on both the cards and the fighters before going to the pity when I was so close, and he wanted me to use the money on that. So that is exactly what I went ahead and did. So big shout out to Calix for allowing me to be able to go back in on these banners. Now, big refresher for all of you guys out there who didn't see my initial summon video, we were only a couple of multis away on both the fighter banner and the card banner from the pity, and we are one memory away from being able to get our Yuri to A4, so we need a couple of Yuri memories, and then we also on the card banner needed at least one other piece of the card set in order to finish out the card set, and we still didn't have the option card. So let's see what ended up happening here. Now this is going to be, I think, my third multi of the batch, and as you guys can see there, we ended up with another Yuri, so that's awesome. And then this was the final multi before the pity. So this was the one that was right before the pity ticket. We basically had our Yuri at A4 there. We had one extra memory if we consider the pity, and there you go. So along with the pity and that memory there, that gets us to A5 on Yuri. So let's see what happened with the cards. Now the cards were a bit of a mixed bag, but these two particular multis here were the best of the batch. As you guys can see, there's the option card, so we ended up getting that. We did not have it before. I would have been fine with missing out on that one, but it is what it is. We ended up getting it anyway, plus an extra king finisher. And then this here was the multi directly after, and as you guys can see, finished out the cards as well. So thank you, Calix, for the donation. I appreciate it, and let's get into the video. What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and in today's video I have a bit of a fun video. We're just going to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game today, because this is actually going to be something that is low-key going to be a meme. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys something that I have been working on as far as personal goals in the background recently, because I discovered that I can almost achieve something with King that is just, in my opinion, bonkers. I don't know if anybody else out there has tried this before or has been successful in this before. I've asked a few people and nobody seems to think that anybody else has done it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys something that might be a little bit of a surprise today. Otherwise, it'll be something that's at least entertaining. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys SS King at true power versus the spider robot, and we're just going to see how close King can come to being able to solo the spider robot by herself, and you might be surprised by the results. But before we get into all of that and more, make sure, if you guys have not already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe if you enjoy daily King of Fighters All-Star content such as this. We are about 40 subscribers away from 3,000 subs, which is our ultimate goal, to be at that number by the end of the year. If we get there, then we will be doing another subscriber giveaway. So whenever we get to that number, that's when you guys will see the next subscriber giveaway here on the channel. So no pressure or anything, but if you wanted to hit that red subscribe button, now would be the time to do it. But with all that being said, let's get into today's video. So you might be asking yourself, well, Theo, what are we doing in today's video? Well, I'm about to tell you what we're going to be doing in today's video. We are going to be taking a look at the Mecha Spider B-1000 solo versus SS King, and we're going to see just how close we can come to being able to close this thing out. And you guys are going to probably be shocked by the results, but I'll go ahead and walk you through it real quick as far as the build is concerned, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at just how close we can get to being able to solo this spider using only SS King. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the build on my SS King that I'm currently using, I'll go ahead and walk you guys through it. Now, as far as my stones are concerned, as you guys will see here, I am going to be using a volume 4 circle stone, a volume volume 2 square stone for that extra 15% to my strike skill damage, and then I am using a volume 4 for my hexagon stone, so pretty standard stuff there. For those of you wondering, the reason why I'm not using the other crit stone or haven't been testing the other crit stone is because I still need another unpairing kit, so that's the reason there. Then I'm also using this stone here. This one isn't perfect for her, but it was the best one that I had available for the star stones, and when it comes to the star and the moon stones, beggars can't be choosers, so that's the one that I have there. The biggest thing here is that extra 12% attack that we are getting from that stone, which is a pretty nice little bump. And then finally, we have this moonstone here that is unfortunately going to be an HP stone, but unfortunately, I do not have an attack stone that is going to be useful for her. And if you guys are wondering about this one here, if you see that, yeah, that's not useful for her, so I can't use it. So those are going to be the stones that I have on my king. As far as the cards, we're going to talk about this in depth here real quick. So basically with my cards, I'm going to walk you guys through my transcendental effects on each one of these as to why I'm using this particular setup, and then we'll talk about other options because I have tested other cards and other combinations on my king against the spider robot, and this has been by far the best combination that I could put together as far as results, so I'm going to tell you why. So as far as my transcendental effects, if you guys take a look at both of my finisher cards I have equipped, this is my 3PG card. I do not have a beneficial transcendental effect on that, unfortunately. And then when it comes to my gemstone card, I also do not have a beneficial effect for my king on there either. And then when it comes to my Tekken set, which is really going to be the MVP of this entire build, you guys will see here, I do have an increase to my balance type fighter's penetration there. And then when it comes to the next card, I am going to have an increase to my balance type fighter's defense by 4%, which sure, I guess it's something for balance type, so it'll do for now. And then the final card is going to decrease my balance type fighter's burn damage received. Again, another useless transcendental effect. Unfortunately, I haven't been very lucky on a lot of these, especially for my Tekken set. And then if you guys take a look at my option cards, this one here is going to increase balance type fighter's darkness damage by 11.8%, so that one's actually pretty darn good for her. And then finally, this is my favorite one. As you guys can see, I am going to be increasing balance type fighter's critical rate by 2.8%, which is a big deal when you consider that this card already gives an extra 7% to my critical rate. So I'm almost getting a full 10% to her with this card, which is really, really nice and is going to come in handy. So that's the reason why I'm using these cards specifically. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering as far as set cards. Now, I do not have a idle set I can show you guys here, but as you guys can see, I do not have an idle set, so that is something that I have not been able to test. Eventually, if RNG is nice enough to me, I will be able to finish this off, but I do not have a full set yet to be able to test. As far as other sets, I do have a full set of the medical checkup set. I have tested it, but it is nowhere near as good as my Tekken set, not even close, so we're not even going to consider that. Now, the big one here is, of course, going to be this set here. Now, if you guys saw my intro, I just got this set over the course of the past couple of days, and with this one, this set, I did get a few pretty nice effects on it for her, and I did test this set out. However, I have noticed that my Tekken set just completely blows this one out of the water in performance here. Now, I know that my Tekken set is technically maxed out, whereas this set is not. However, it is more of a situation where I get the feeling that my Tekken set, just based on the fact that the crits are going to be the big reason as to why I'm doing as much damage as I am, that is probably going to just make it default the best set for her for me. Now, of course, this is all going to be on a personal level because not everybody is going to share the same transcendental effects as my character's cards do, and so on and so forth. And of course, not everybody is going to have a Tekken set, but for me personally, for my favorite character, she's getting all the nice things, and right now this is about as nice as it gets. So I've tested out pretty much all the usual suspects on her in this mode, including Akane and so on and so forth, and like I mentioned, none of these card sets are coming anywhere near close to the performance that I'm getting from this combination here. So this is what we're going to be going with, and as you guys are about to see, it does pay off in a big way. Now, one other thing that we do need to talk about before we get into the actual run is I'm going to show you guys my fame. I've actually had a lot of people ask me about this, so I've been building this up quite a bit over the course of the past week, especially for my yellow in order to pump King up. You guys know me, I'm going to be pumping up yellow a ton, but I am going to still try and keep this somewhat balanced for some of these other colors. So as you guys can see, right now my yellow is going to be bumped up to 9 HP, 19 attack, 9 defense, and 12 penetration. Now, as far as this run that you're about to see, this was before I had 19 in attack. I actually had 18 and I had 11 in penetration. I did have a few less in HP and defense as well, but those aren't going to be anything largely that's important to this. So the run you're about to see was technically at a little bit lower fame level than this currently reflects, but I just figured I would go ahead and let you guys know what is going on there. And I do get the feeling that once I get this thing up to 20, 21, somewhere in there, and I get this up just a little bit more, that things are going to start getting a little bit ridiculous with this character here on the channel. So that is pretty much what we're looking at there. We are going to go ahead now and jump into the run against the Spider Robot, and I'm going to show you guys just how well my King can do against this. So let's take a look. So just so you guys are aware, I have done probably 100 runs against this thing, just like you're about to see. So this is something that I have now gotten a ton of experience with, but let's see how we've done so far, because my ultimate goal here, and the ultimate goal here on the channel at this point, based on what is currently available as far as content in the game, is for me to be able to solo this using just King. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen very, very soon. In fact, it'll probably happen here in the next week. I get the feeling that I am going to be able to achieve this, because as you guys can see, and this is the best run out of the probably 100+ runs that I've done at this point so far, but yeah, a lot of this is going to come down to crit, so there's a lot of RNG that is going to be associated with doing this. But if you can get the right amount of crits at the current level that I have my King at, with the current effects that I have, yeah, you're going to be able to get well within range of being able to do this, because, well, there you go, guys. Solo with King, we almost hit 360 million damage in one run. In about a minute's worth of time, we were able to do what usually would take 10 minutes or so for an entire team. Well, not quite 10 minutes for the entire team to hit that number, but you know what I mean. We could basically clear this in about a 1/10 of the time if we really wanted to, but I'll go ahead and show you guys the run one more time, just so you guys can see exactly how I did it. But if you guys want to try this yourselves, if you have an A5 King, if you're somebody out there that's a veteran like myself, and you do have a lot of this content that's already fully built up and ready to go, and you can go ahead and run in there with your maxed out characters and cards and so on and so forth, then you too can meme on the Spider Robot and beat him up for all the times that he has made your life a living hell. But yeah, guys, pretty surprising stuff. I did not expect this whenever I decided to do this for science. When I originally did it, I was getting close to about 300 million damage, so I figured why not just continue to build on this and try and see if I can make this actually happen since I'm this close. And yeah, now it's become a personal mission. So anyway, you guys, I thought that this was pretty interesting. I'd never seen anybody come this close to doing this with one character only, but it's pretty shocking to me just how much damage she's putting up against this robot. Well, there you have it, you guys. SS King versus the Spider Robot solo, and she can just about damn near clear it. So at this point in the game, the power creep is pretty much a joke. If a character by itself can almost clear a mode that at a certain point was considered to be the most difficult mode in the entire game, I don't even know what to say about it at this point. But I thought that this was pretty interesting. This was something that I hadn't seen anybody do or bring up yet, so I figured I would bring it to you guys' attention. Like I said, if anybody has any suggestions on what I can do to improve on the cards here, let me know, but I have tested these things ad nauseum at this point. In fact, I have tested, a lot of people are probably going to bring up the Gintama option. The Gintama option that I have actually has a really nice transcendental effect for attack types, but for my up King. Of course, she's a balance type, so not really going to make much of a difference. However, I did test this out on her, and it makes virtually no positive difference for her. In fact, it actually brings the numbers down. So right now, I get the feeling that based upon what I have currently available, until I can get better transcendental effects on a couple of these cards for her, or if I can get her fame bumped up for another stage in attack or a couple stages in attack or something along those lines, until that happens, I do not think that I'm going to be able to do this just quite yet, but it will happen, so stay tuned. Whenever I'm able to do it, you guys know that I will bring that to you, and we will hopefully be able to solo the spider robot using only SS King here very soon. So anyway, you guys, that is going to be today's video. This was going to be just kind of a more kind of fun video today. I just wanted to enjoy my time with the game and kind of give you guys a fun little project that I've been working on. I am going to be, for all the people that have been asking me, and as you guys saw in the beginning of this video, I am going to be working on getting together a spotlight for both King and Yuri. I am also going to be doing a showcase for Yuri here soon. However, being the fact that recently I have now gotten her to A5, all of my footage from using her against Omega Rugal in Guild Raid last week is of course going to be her at A3. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys the spotlight on King this week. Maybe just do another Q&A video, since I haven't done a Q&A video in about almost a month, it seems like, at this point, so I need to get one of those in as well. Those will probably be the 2 videos left for this week, and then I will give you guys the Yuri spotlight next week whenever I am able to reshoot some of that footage in Guild Raid against Omega Rugal with her fully maxed out. But I can think that basically, considering the fact that now I have both of these characters maxed out, just to be fair to both of them, I should go ahead and be testing them both at full power. So I am just going to reshoot that footage instead of just trying to use it retroactively, just in the interest of being fair. So anyway, you guys, that's today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll be back with tomorrow's video, but until then, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Continue.